Okay. This video is going to be something that is completely different from what I usually would make. And it actually has to deal with me agreeing with someone who I normally don't agree with and pretty much put on blast. But after watching the third video that Candence Owens put out in reference to interracial relationships, which I myself can relate to because I myself am a product of an interracial relationship, whereas my mom was white and my dad was black. And me currently being in an interracial relationship myself, and my kids being a product of interracial relationships. Um, Candace Owens pretty much made a sound argument with much valid points, and it was a structured argument that I could say I was actually impressed with. And I don't say that quite often. But because I could relate to what she was saying and having to have endured pretty much some of the similar rhetoric that she has dating outside the race, um, it makes some people take a step back and look at the topic of discussion for what it is. Now, Cardi B, she attacked her based on her husband being white, which is, to me, in my opinion, when I point out childish attacks, that would be a point of reference as an example of what I would allude to. Um, if you got an argument to be made, make your point without the insults and the attacks. Um, she laid out that argument very well. And it was structured, and it was backed up with facts. So some of the examples that she gave, I had addressed under other channels, under the comment section when presenting my argument about race relations and stuff like that. Um, but I understand where she's coming from because from what I've experienced growing up and what I've seen and noticed and continue to see, uh, that within the black community, that you do have those on one hand that could care less about who dates who. It, it has no impact on their life. It's not altering their life in some dramatic or major way. Um, who you decide to be with is your own prerogative. They could care less. And on the other hand, you got those in the black community that are so pro-black that if you do date outside of your race, so to speak, you're labeled certain names and you're pretty much ridiculed and talked about pretty bad, you know. Me personally, I don't deal with the complications of an argument that I find a bit hypocritical to a certain extent. And Candace Owens pointed out that hypocrisy. She did. I gotta give her credit on that one. I gotta give credit where credit is due. I'm sorry I might get backlash for this. I don't care. Rebuttal away. But me personally, I look at it from a simplistic point of view. I'm a man. If I find a woman attractive, I don't give a damn what her race is. I might gravitate towards that person. There are many factors involved as to why people get involved with people. And 9 times out of 10, it ain't got a damn thing to do with the person's race. 9 times out of 10, it has to do with just that person being the person who they are. I know it's a hard concept to grasp, but that's a reality that you're going to have to accept whether you want to or not. My 44 years of being here, I've dated black, for the most part, Puerto Ricans, Haitian, Guyanese, Italian, Jewish. That's pretty much it. As far as my resume of who I've dated goes, yeah. But I I did entertain watching the first two videos of Candence Owens and Cardi B's spat going back and forth. But that second video, ooh, if it was a battle versus this person versus that person, and us being the judge, even some people who didn't like Candence Owens had to admit, hands down, that she got in Cardi B's ass. And I'm sorry, but it's like this. Cardi B, stick to what you know. I understand you expressing your concerns. You have some points that people can relate to, and they understand where you were coming from. But to go at Candence Owens on the platform that she has, and politics being her thing, that wasn't the pool to stick your big toe in to test the waters, cause your toe got bit by a shark. And I'm just saying. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Candence Owens. I criticize her like a motherfucker. You know what? Along with a few others that are on her team, whatever. But hey, I gotta give credit where credit is due. And I must say, whoo, yeah, that was a TKO. But all in all, that third video that Candence Owens just recently put out, I have to say that I agree with her on that. There's a lot of things that point out certain hypocrisies when dealing with race relations, and I can say that in her case I can relate, but I can also say that I can understand where the mentality lies with a person like Cardi B, so to speak, because like when you have certain people that say that they advocate for black people, but in certain arguments it don't feel as though they're advocating for black people, and you gotta question what's the agenda. That part is where I find myself being the person criticizing Candence Owens or Brandon Tatum's or ABL or the what the hell is his name? Jesse Lee. I don't know, that fool that's lost in his own mind. But anyway, um, that's pretty much what I just wanted to say. That yeah, I find myself actually agreeing with someone who I normally don't find myself agreeing with. So I gotta give her credit where credit is due. Yeah. Waiting to hear the backlash on this one. Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun. Let's go.